Hello everyone, my name is Dante Alaman. I'm from OctoberPanicAttack.com and I wanted to talk to you about Altered Nightmares and the Hotel of Horror. This is one of the few reviews, if any, where I mention two attractions in one review, and the reason for that is they do in fact have the same owner, and they also they have like the same exit, it seems, for both of them, and they definitely occupy almost the same exact space. Even their entrance lines are kind of in the same room, same building, so to speak. You know, Altered Nightmares used to be in Westport, like in Palmerton area, near the Poconos, near Allentown. And we went there in 2009 and were really blown away. And they won in 2009 for the most brutal haunted attraction we've ever been in before. And the best, most brutal soundtrack we've ever heard in a haunted house before. Altered Nightmares has now moved to Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania, which is about 40 minutes from Palmerton, where they originally were, and now they're right next door to the Hotel of Horror, and have now almost joined ranks with them as well. Now, a couple things to kind of note here. Number one, happy Halloween, because I am giving this review on Halloween. But a couple things I wanted to note were Hotel of Horror and Altered Nightmares have there's a reason why they're together. There's a reason why they occupy the same space. There's a reason why they're working together. And that reason is that they share a very common goal, and they share a very common tone and vibe. They almost seem to share a very common philosophy with the way that they do everything that they do, with the acting, with the environment, with the storyline, everything. And that word would be brutality. You see, I remember back in the 70s and in the 80s, there used to be haunted houses that were politically incorrect. I mean, they were like seemingly really kind of messed up. Like the kind of stuff like when you watch a horror movie and you wonder, who wrote this? Is this director screwed up? Is the writer screwed up? How could you ever think of something like this? That is Altered Nightmares and Hotel of Horror. These attractions are not for children. These attractions are not family friendly. These attractions are adult haunted attractions. And I mean that in every sense of the word. They are extremely brutal. The actors never break character. They are in your face isn't even the right phrase to use, folks. Okay, let me just be honest with you there. They're more than in your face. They're in your ear, they're in your eyes, they want to like jump into your body. I was being screamed at, cursed at. I was being cornered. They weren't letting us go. They split me up from the rest of the group. I mean, seriously, folks, I mean, I don't know if you truly understand until you get in here. It's a long experience. When you do both of these houses, you're looking at a combined total approximately like an hour, okay, about 60 minutes. You feel like you walked into the pit of hell. These are seriously the only haunted houses I've ever been to in my entire life where I was kind of thinking, you know what, I'm not going to have a good time sleeping tonight. You know, movies do that to me. People think because I'm a horror fan, because I'm a haunted house fan, that I'm desensitized. I'm not desensitized at all, folks, okay? I've seen a lot of movies that really affect my sleep, and they kind of give me images that I don't want to remember or whatever. These two haunted houses did that dramatically. I've never felt like I would not be able to sleep successfully because of a haunted house before until I went to Hotel of Horror and Altered Nightmares. All that said, the actors are extremely brutal. This is the only place where the traffic people are actually actors too, okay? You're going to see things that you don't want to look at. And similar to our experiences at Fright Factory, you do not want to look at these actors because you're scared that you're going to be scarred for the rest of your life. They have a lot of steps, these haunted houses. There's twists, there's turns, there's pitch black. There is very slow strobe lights, which you know I'm a fan of. And slow strobes are much more effective than fast strobes just because they're more disorienting to me, and you get flashes of things and you can't totally see it, and right when you're about to see it, it goes off again. And you know, there's crawling, not the crawling on your hands and knees, but the crawling where you kind of bend over and have to walk like this. There's some things that happen in those pitch black tunnels that I don't want to discuss. You're going to have to see for yourself. And it's funny. We did Hotel of Horror first, then we did Altered Nightmares. And with Altered Nightmares at the beginning, it was interesting because at first it seemed almost as if it was like a slow burn. When Altered Nightmares started, it took a couple minutes. It was almost like a slow burn. Like it was, we were making our way through. There was some kind of like scenic rooms, which was like kind of a different vibe for Altered Nightmares. There were some scenic things, some scenic rooms, and then right when we were getting kind of comfortable, just kind of looking at stuff and some of the actors, then Altered Nightmares went full steam ahead and kicked our royal butts. So, and I'm gonna say there's a padded room in here, and there's some S&M and some nudity that you know what, you're gonna have to see for yourself. Yeah. Pretty wild. There was one thing in Altered Nightmares that was interesting to us. Those claustrophobia rooms that kind of had the two kind of blown up tubes that kind of squish you. I don't know if it wasn't working at the time when we did it, but it wasn't blown up. It was kind of deflated or something, and we just kind of walked right through. Once again, I don't know if that was something was wrong with it. Those things tend to pop all the time or get messed up or whatever. Are you looking for a brutal haunted house? Are you looking for a haunted house that's going to kick your royal butt? Are you kind of not fazed by a lot of things? Do you want something to kind of up the ante a bit? Are you kind of like a connoisseur of really brutal horror movies as opposed to kind of subtle horror movies? Well, my friends, Altered Nightmares and Hotel of Horror are for you. Somebody in our group said she never gets scared in haunted houses, except for this particular night at these attractions. Everybody in our group was rocked. I will say that right off the bat. One girl in our group had her hood over her eyes because she didn't want to look at anything. Now, they have a food area, if you're looking for the food kind of thing. They have a food area that's kind of like a mom and pop type of deal. They have some candy bars and some chips and some sodas and cans and stuff like that. And they have like a hot dog thing. And that's about it, I think. It was pretty sparse and stuff. But my friend who eats hot dogs at every haunted attraction that we go to, he's like kind of the hot dog person. He said it was his second favorite hot dog of the season at Altered Nightmares at Hotel of Horror. So there you have it, folks. But like I think I've said before, I don't think that ultimately you go to a haunted attraction for food or for, what are you going for? You're going to spend an hour pretty much crapping your pants. If you want to crap your pants, if you want to pee your pants, then come on out to the politically incorrect, very adult, very brutal, very offensive Altered Nightmares and Hotel of Horror. I was offended. It is very evident that they want to kill you.